Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Performance Racing League after your 40-minute hiatus. I am Hoop BK, and I'm joined by special guest for this one, three-time PRL winner, Ace Edge. Welcome, Ace.
Yeah, it's glad to be back. It's been a minute since I've been in the booth actually watching a race and not just driving it.
It's a lot more relaxing this way.
Yeah, just a tad.
So we're back at Bahrain for Sunday Tier 1. See a couple familiar faces from earlier in the day. Actually, a lot of double duty guys, it looks like.
Helps
See
out,
who
fill
is
out the grid for them for sure.
Yeah, I love seeing a good 19, 20 car grid. We've had a lot of those on both Sundays, or both Sunday tiers. Ace, if you could turn up your mic just a little bit.
Gotcha, will do.
Let's see.
Oh,
Full
hopefully
track
that's a
map.
bit better.
There we go. That's coming through better on my end, at least.
Okay.
Cars taking to the track. I think I whipped right by whoever is first. It's got to be Zezin, who, I guess it's an outlap. Doesn't matter if he's invalidated. Certainly one of the fastest guys in Tier 1. I think he's only appeared in one race or perhaps two races, but certainly at the sharp end of the field when he's able to race. Zezin will be the first on the track. Actually up to 20 now. Love a good 20 car grid. Got to shout out Nova, who I believe is making their PRL debut. I've seen him a little bit from the other league that I do comms for, but welcome to PRL Nova. He's got quite a bit of pace as well, so should be fun here at the top. And let me see who that is. Got to him just a little late, but Ace, would you? Shit, it's on the car. Hey, let's go on board with Rusty and go through a lap, would you, Ace? Take us on a lap around Bahrain.
Gotcha, I was just messing with my OSD real quick. That way everything was a little easier to see when I had everything pulled up. Get out of the way here.
Get a long run down to turn 1, very tight. See a lot of bunching up here. And Rusty on his way out of turn 3.
Opening up with straight mode. Probably about to try to recharge a little bit with everything shutting down. Trying to be easy on throttle, not to spin out there, which the rear will pop out very easily. Another hard braking zone, trying to make sure not to overshoot it or lock up too much. As y'all can see, he's trying not to burn too much battery, trying to save a lot for these main straights, because that's where you're going to make up most of your time here. You see his battery went almost down to 50% there, just by the little yellow bar on his steering wheel. Keeping it very tidy, but looks like he's trying to hold back a little bit, not to show his true pace just yet, just working up into it.
Zezin, a 127.2, by the way. And I think the pole lap in Sunday Tier 2 was like in the low 128, so.
Yeah, we didn't break the 127s. That is absolutely insane for a green track.
Wesley coming back to the line.
A 130.4 to start him off. Zergo with a 128.8 to set the precedent of Racing Bulls on the front row for right now.
So I'm going to hop around the track a little bit. I'm looking on with Craig, who had a good finish in the Tier 2 race. I said tidy, finished P7. One of those double duty guys I was talking about earlier. Just gets a ton of track time. He finds the 130.0s.
We got Nova taking provisional P2 with a 128.5.
Yeah, these guys are fast. Both Division One guys in the other league, and certainly very, very fast. I think guys like Bean and Llama may have their work cut out for them. Excited to see how the qualifying session unfolds. Is that Nico John slotting into P6, 129.8. I've got on board, or I'm watching Ghost Viper, the winner of the Tier 2 race. Had an eventful one, but got his way back to the front. This qualifying lap will be in the 128s, 128.6. Just misses out on the front row. Settles for P3 for now.
I was about to say, as he's so far put in a better lap than last week's winner, Arnie, with a 128.8. Ghost Viper about 2/10 up so far. A little bit surprising.
Oh man, so Bean 128.4 pretty much, and Rut 128.3, and that is still a long way off Zezin.
Right?
Which you could tell because Zezin's
And
always putting stuff in the chat like it's like, oh, I put in this lap, is this good? This felt kind of mediocre, and it's like, dude, that's like a second faster than everyone else in the league.
and Llama just puts down a 127.6 to try to establish himself as the competition for pole tonight. Or today, should I say.
There's a lot of Brits in this one. It could be tonight for them. This is the British tier for sure.
As I say, me and Porky were in a chat, and I was talking about how I just fed my son lunch right before the Tier 2 race started. He goes, I've already had my dinner for the day, to just show the stark contrast in times between a couple of the guys here in the league.
Oh, realizing we do not have our championship leader with us for this one. So Joe Biden leads the driver's standings, 178 points, but I think he said he had to miss this one. So that's left the door
Which,
wide open for Mr. Bean, who's 12 behind, Arnie, who's just 3 behind that, and Llama, who's just a total of 18 points behind Joe. So we could see a big shuffling at the top of the driver's standings from this one.
a gap of less than 20 points separating the top 4 in the standings, and we are
We're halfway
headed
through the.
into, yeah, I was about to say, a little past halfway into the season, round 9, should I say?
Well, we're at round 8, so I think we're starting back half of the season right here. So I've got an eye on DJ on the beat, who started from the rear of the field in Tier 2. I think found his way up to 8th. See what he could do with a real qualifying lap in this one. I think he showed up. I think he showed up like 2 seconds before the checkered flag waved. In Tier 2, just got in by the skin of his teeth, and he puts it P5. I do keep kind of a little qualifying stat that scored from 0 to 100. But it's kind of like, like EA ratings where no one's really a 0. Like the worst you might get is a 40 some because everyone has to feel good. I consider 80 or better to be Tier 1 pace. Ghost Viper has an 84, and DJ on the Beat has an 81. And then Drag King, I think he said he might be able to. Oh, yep, Drag King has retired from the session. He has an 80. So these are all guys that are pulling double duty, and can show that they can contend here in Tier 1.
Only thing I may disagree with a little because I'm pretty sure my pace was at 83 from what I had seen. Yeah, my pace is at 82 on the little steep, and I don't think I could break into the top 15 pushing my damnedest.
Oh no, this one's mine that I created from
Oh, gotcha,
qualifying
gotcha.
times. This is from this season. I imagine some of these guys have damn near 100 pace. Uh, like Llama's got to be at like a 99.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we have
As
the
Zezin just set a new fastest time of a
1.
127.193.
Ridiculous. And yeah, he found just a little bit of time there, taking it a little bit further away from Llama, who seemingly is his only competition in this session. When you are jumping the, well, the potential GOAT of PRL, Mr. Bean, by over a second, you've got some serious pace in that car.
So see, we definitely have some big time contenders in our league. We got a couple guys that are consistently in the top 100 on time trial times on not just, area but complete global times here, and they are some of them are just about on esports level when it comes to their pace. It is absolutely incredible to see kind of just how this league has flourished and the amount of people that we have attracted that not only, help develop everybody else, but just increase the absolute level of performance of the league.
I think Zezin is like a legitimate esports guy, so kind of showing what it really is out there in the bigs, so to speak. A 127.1. Jumping around. I haven't really been able to look. I'm on with Mr. Bean as he comes to the line. He had found 4/10 through 2 sectors. He makes it 6/10 and
Put
joins the
himself P3.
127 club.
Arnie jumps up right behind him, not into the 127s just yet, but putting himself P4 with a 128.1.
Rutt is finishing up his lap. He found about a quarter second through 2 sectors, so threatening Arnie and hoping to break that barrier into the 127s. He misses out on both of those things, loses time, and gains about half a tenth. So still slotted into P5. Both of the Audis. Oh no, Llama is not pushing on, but Ghost Viper is. Maybe trying to get onto the third row here. That is attainable. Viper to the line. He'll indeed get there. P6.
P4 to P9 separated by less than half a second currently.
Yeah, very,
Five
very
minutes
tight here.
left. It's all to play for. It's qualifying up there for right now.
Laser Sharker almost joins that group, but still has about 3/10 to find. So top 10 all in the 128s or better. A lot of 129s, getting a bit more spread out down the field. Let's see. Is anyone on a push right now? Let's see if Johnny Rockets is. I didn't get a split time from him, but it seems he's pushing. I believe made his PRO debut earlier this afternoon, because I don't recognize the name at all.
I
Okay, he
believe
is not
his,
pushing.
as I say, I believe he, first little bit of racing was at the practice sessions yesterday.
Awesome. Always good to see new faces in PRL. Forgot to plug this while doing the Tier 2 race, but if you aren't in PRL and want to join us, see what we're all about, watch this stream. First of all, you get to see some awesome racing. But join us in the Discord so you can join us on track. Should be a link to the Discord in if you're watching on YouTube in the uh, down below in the description, and should be on our Twitch page as well if you're watching the stream live. So give us a look.
Looks like we got Godfather on a lap right now. Looks to be the next one who should be crossing the line.
Yep, he was
Last I
up
saw,
in
he
the.
was about a tenth and a half.
Yep, he lost it all in Sector 2, unfortunately. Down half a tenth now. But see if he can make up any time on the way back to the line. Pushing on. No, loses out. Tenth and a half down. Nico John is next, and he is up big, 6.5 tenths. So he's threatening for a top 12 spot now to the final corner. Still has a lot of battery to use all the way to the line. Nico John puts that Williams P12, 129.1. So big improvement there.
This is where it starts to get just a little chaotic on keeping track of who's doing what.
Right. I was like, well, now we have two of us, so at least somebody has eyes on someone. And you can at least you can call out if you see something absolutely spectacular we need to be focusing on. Llama is on a hot lap, but not too much of an improvement through the first sector. Let's see if it's better. He's got the esports line on the way down to 11. 12 is a really fun corner here. You just kind of let it run wide, but it'll actually bring it back, kind of double apexing it. And he's pretty neutral, actually a little bit down through Sector 2. Has a lot of battery left for this final push. Back down the hill. For the last two corners, technically. And back to the line for Llama. 127.393. It's a very slight gain. So exactly 2 tenths behind our leader. Bean, small improvement through Sector 1 as well. Has a long way to go, 8 tenths for pole position.
Let's say we had a couple guys doing double out laps right now. DJ on the beat being one of them.
They try to get those tires in the right window.
It's definitely a little bit risky. I tried it on my last run and ended up 6 tenths slower. So
Yep. I do think I noted that. Yep.
it all kind of just depends. Granted, I didn't manage my battery as well as I did in my first run, but let's see if he can
Ooh,
make the
Mr.
same
Bean
mistake I
gets some
did.
interference at the final corner. He was impeded by one of the V-carbs, and that's it for his session. I think it was
Not
Zezin.
too happy there.
Yep, Zezin, he's now driving backwards on the track. Okay. Zezin will disqualify himself, perhaps out of shame? I don't know. But he will not be our pole sitter then.
That's one way to instantly make up for it, at least.
Yeah, he was impeded at the final quarter. Bean's lap ruined. Bean immediately to the pit lane. As the checkered flag is out, Bean will not get the pole position. Llama is going to get another chance to improve his time. And I'd say he's the hands-down favorite now.
Yeah,
taking
kind of
pole of
hard
this
to
one.
kind of hard to deny that one there. And with
Yeah.
an invalidation, that should end our qualifying unless. I mean, Arnie's up 2 tenths
He's up 2
from
tenths. He could
Sector
be
3, and he saved a good bit more battery than I think I saw him on his last run.
Nova not anywhere close. So Arnie trying to break onto the front row.
Getting a little bit of toe to help out.
To the line. He misses out. So he'll be
Almost.
P3. We'll go to Ghost Viper, who is currently P6. Not quite a tenth found through 2 sectors.
We got P4, Nova coming around to finish his lap. See if he improves and takes P3 back from Arnie.
I think he was
And
down like a second and a half. Ghost Viper will take it to the line. And she will lose out on time in Sector 3 as well. So, a little dramatic, but no real shuffling in the final laps either. I guess the track just not giving it to anybody here. Zezza giving it to Bean.
definitely seemed like in tier two and like a couple of the other guys seem to figure out in this one. It evolved kind of weird to where, normally when you pass the line, only a couple seconds left, that's the most optimal time for the track. That's the most rubber down, you got the most grip then, but it seemed like it didn't grip nearly as well. But, when it's about 2.5 minutes left to about a minute and a half left, if you got your lap in during then, that seemed to be about that crisp golden window.
Right, and that's usually time you try to avoid because you're not giving yourself enough time to to
Get back out
get
and
one more
improve if
opportunity.
needed.
Yeah,
Feels like you're leaving out too much or too much time for the track to improve, but in all reality, you hit it right at the peak right before it declined. It's a very tricky thing because it's not always the exact same thing and it's going to bounce around from session to session, but just going with the gut feeling of it all. So to run through our starting lineup real quick, we got on the front row Llama and Mr. Bean. The second row Arnie and Nova. Third row, I think that's J Rut and Ghost Fiber. Going down, got P7 Bazurga, P8 DJ, P9 Where's One-Eyzer, P10 Laser, P11 Nico, P12 Interner, P13 Godfather, P14 Johnny Rockets,
how's it going?
P15 Uno Seco, P16
I got Ace
Craig
with me
Dunn,
today, so why not
P17 Cac
read out
Supreme,
read out everything I know.
P18 Mr. Oil Can himself, P19 Brian B, P20 GTS, and rounding out the field after a mistake in quali, Zezin in P21.
A nice 21 car field here. Uh, a lot of different options with the tire compounds. We saw that in tier two as well. And if you're looking for your strategy calls, you should use AI Race Engineer. AI Race Engineer turns your phone into a real pit wall for F1, Gran Turismo 7, and ACC. It reads your live telemetry and coaches you out loud on gaps, tires, fuel, and strategy. You can ask it anything mid-race just by saying radio. It's free to try on iPhone and Android, and it has a PC companion dashboard for Windows. To plug the ad read, seemed like a good transition.
Definitely gotta make it seem a little more fluid, I think. Definitely sounds a little too generated.
Well, it is AI, so
Kinda can't help it.
got to work on
Honestly,
my my lead-ins for it.
to
I
where it
mentioned
feels
it,
so much longer being a commentator, this gap in between to do let them
right,
do strategy. When you're on track, it literally feels like you maybe get 10, 15 seconds.
and you don't get a countdown or anything from commentary either. It's like, all right, well, they're picking their strategy. Oh, now we're getting ready for
And we're starting a
formation lap.
formation. Yep.
And it's like,
Speak of the
okay,
devil.
look at the tires. So a lot of mediums once again, and maybe a little more hards here for tier one. Pole sitter, both drivers on the front row on that medium tire. Let's see, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cars on the mediums. There would be 7 cars on the hards, with Arnie the Goat being the lead car of that, and actually a lot of cars near the rear starting on the hard tire. And then 4 cars on the soft. So we have Rut and Ghost Viper, P5, P6, Johnny Rockets, and Uno Cinco, P14, P15, starting on those softs. Trying to get an aggressive start, make up some
Unfortunately
places.
for Johnny Rockets, he has been sitting at the line since a little after the leaders hit turn 4. He's gonna may have tried to be a little bold with the soft start, but he's gonna have some ice blocks for some tires, and he's gonna be
Yeah,
struggling to fight that midfield pack. Because it is going to be aggressive into turn 1 with some of these guys. They do not give any yield to anybody.
yeah, really gonna have to watch out for Rut and Ghost Viper. I think going on the softs to really push. Oh, Johnny Rocket said in the Discord, something is up with my game. I cannot accelerate. So
Oh
may be an
no.
issue.
Oh
That,
no.
that could spell trouble for anyone starting behind uh, row 7. Fascinating.
Now this is where it's a little bit different than real life because there's nothing we can do to let anybody know what's going on and be like, hey, he's not going to be able to go, or we're not sure if he can move.
We're just like screaming onto the internet. I hope you can hear us.
So this is we're not going to get lucky like in an F1 start where they can kind of hopefully get their arms up and let somebody know behind, hey, watch out. See if there's any avoided carnage
It's
here.
like the meme from Interstellar where he's banging through the
No!
no through
No!
the bookcase dimension. So we wait for everyone to pull up, and I think we have everyone onto the grid. See green flags waving, and now we wait for the lights. The sequence starts. 3 and 5 red lights are on, and we are off from Bahrain. Okay, well, he was able to go at least. Pretty clean getaway, but it's about to bunch up into turn 1. Some contact. That's Ghost Viper to the inside on someone.
A little bit of ghosting going on, but everyone seems to be trying to keep it somewhat clean for right now.
I think it was Ghost Viper and DJ on the beat getting together because there's damage to the front of that Mercedes.
It looks like
Some
there
shuffle.
might also be there's a V-carb in the back that is also damaged. Is that Sezin that's got
That's
damage?
Zezin, who started at
Yep.
the rear. Yeah, he must have got it to someone missing some an end plate at least. Rutt pushing his way past Arnie. That's the soft tire advantage. First time into turn 10. They want to keep it clean, at least near the front of the field. Just kind of roll through the helicopter shot.
Go through, try to give you a damage report real quick.
It actually kept it nice and tidy. We had a couple of incidents in Tier 2 at turn number 10. That's a tricky one with the trail braking, and then a lot of side-by-side attempts there that can go awry quite easily.
As you noted, DJ's got some wing damage. Looks like both the Cadillacs of Uno Cinco and Craig also have some wing damage themselves. And back behind that, everyone else seems to be tidy with nope. As Johnny Rockets just collided with the back of Rusty and lost part of his wing just then.
Oh,
And
Ghost
that is
Viper is
Johnny
going to call it.
Rockets. Yep. And that is Johnny Rockets and Zezin coming into the pits to fix their wings.
Oh, and too fast entering. No, but Zezin's going to call it as well. Either a frustrating start, or they're just like,
Yes.
that's it for me, boss. So 2 retirements on lap 1, damage to many others. Despite no like massive spins or anything, just a little bit of argy-bargy throughout the field causes some damage. I like how Zezin retires lap 1 and is still up a place, so good for him. Gotta boost that Captain Sunday stat that we track. Some other big movers on lap 1. Drag King up 7, our biggest mover. Uno Cinco and Craig up 5. Balzerga up 4. A couple of others up 3. And the big losers, Ghost Viper down 15 and has DNF'd. But Johnny Rockets down 5. A couple down 3 with Marijuanizer and Turner. Zuki asked what happened to Zezin. Yeah, we started at the rear, and then I think ran into somebody in turn 1. I think just decided to call it at that point. Retired in the pit lane.
Llama
Bit of
putting
chaos.
in a 130.5 as the fastest lap so far, and that with a full fuel load, that's a little bit quicker than some of the guys put in for qualifying. If that doesn't go to show just how much. Look at the gap. He's already got almost a 3-second gap. I mean, it definitely going to show this is his win today.
Yeah,
He's willing to prove here.
1.2 seconds faster than Mr. Bean on that lap. for lap 2. So already staying well clear. We have this car toppling down the order. It's Godfather and Marijuanizer have gotten together out of 4. Matt's just trying to get his McLaren spun back around, but turn 4, crazy things happen because everyone feels really, really brave, and then the camber of that corner makes it really unsettling for the car on the inside. It's easy to unsettle the car even if you're finishing on the outside, and it's a recipe for collisions.
It's one of the probably the trickiest corner on this circuit to keep your rear planted. It is very much a feather the throttle. You can't get on it too early. Rather lose a couple tenths of a second letting someone through rather than losing multiple seconds, so anywhere from 5 to 15 getting in an accident like they just did.
Llama, another fastest lap. I'm watching the battle between Arnie and Nova for P5. It's the Alpines trying to gang up on the Aston Martin. Arnie has made his way by. Nova might try to break alongside. He's going to get some wheels on side into turn 1. Interesting dynamic from turn 1 to turn 3 here. The momentum seems to shift so frequently. The outside has the best line, has more momentum. Then suddenly the inside does, and then the outside does once more. So Nova is able to stay clear of the Alpines out of turn 4 and returns to P5. Got to see someone in Tier 2 basically make the move around the outside in turn 1 and then somehow keep the momentum through turn 2 and be ahead by turn 3. I'm trying to remember who it was, but it was a great move, one that's difficult to pull off.
Got Craig trying to send it down the inside of Brian. Didn't
So,
quite make that move stick, but almost had it there.
so very much bunched up. We have a couple of different packs here we're going to keep an eye on. Near the front of that pack is Nico John in P8 and his teammate for the day, Drag King, who is up 11 spots. He started on pole in Tier 2 and turn 1 incident, spent a lot of the race trying to recover from that, but it's different for this one. Just starts near the rear and instead up 11 spots here on lap 5. A couple of different moves. Arnie and Nova going back at it. Turn 1, turn 2. Will it be more momentum for Arnie this time? He has the inside line. We got a spin, and that must be
GTS lost a couple places there.
Drag King. Just talked about him. Still watching this fight for P5. Nova and Arnie keeping it rather tidy, but really fighting for position here. Did you see what happened with Drag King? Was there contact at turn 1?
It looked like it might have been both the Williams of him and Nico John getting into a slight collision. And as Uno Cinco runs into the back of Nico John getting wing damage, everything's bunched up with Uno Cinco now trying to get around Nico John.
Yep. Into turn 10, see a lot of different moves here, and then Turner's going to try to take advantage of this as well. He'll tuck back in behind GTS.
Nico definitely putting on a little bit of a battery masterclass here, making sure they can bunch up behind me in the corner, but they're not getting by me in the straight.
I'd say it's like Nico is wily, right? Like he may not have crazy pace, but he absolutely knows how to race and how to get himself positions on the track. So he's holding on to P8. Turner had a weird little moment out of the final corner. It's going to cost him a position to Brian. Oh, we've had a collision at turn 1. Arnie and Nova, their luck has run out. They have run each other off at turn number 1 and will rejoin after losing some time. I think...
It's like no damage to either, luckily.
I think Arnie had the bottom and may have locked up. One of them had the bottom and locked up into the other. And they both went skidding off, but no real harm. It's going to cost them both some time. Back to Nico John, who loses the position to his teammate, but now defending like hell against Brian B. Brian will have the outside.
This
It'll,
midfield battle is just intense. They are giving each other no room for anything and are just trying to keep it as tight as possible.
hey, the difference between P9 and P12, at points wise, is something, but like emotionally is massive. You want that top 10.
See if I can get
Brian up 10 spots now. So he's put that Red Bull in P9.
less than 2 seconds separates P9 from P12 right now. So very, very glad to see that, at least with this game cycle, it may not be the best in terms of overall racing with the battery management, but being able to follow is a lot easier, being able to stay right there and not having massive oversteer. It's a lot more enjoyable being able to watch these battles and race these battles, having
Right.
the ability to stay right there.
I think there's many situations now where being the following car is advantageous. As I'm watching Laser Sharker, he is all over the back of Rut into turn 8. Speaking of the following car, because sometimes you get out in front and you no longer have that boost. You may have clean air, but you don't have the boost. And if you have cars behind you now, then you're just gonna get swamped. But also
I
try
feel
to.
like you don't recharge nearly as well off the boost mode. I feel like the boost mode actually recharges better, so it makes it a little harder to defend and maintain that position.
On the other hand, we've seen a lot of drivers attempt the overtake of the car in front, fail it, and end up one position behind where they started originally. So overtakes seem a little riskier still. Got an eye on Laser Sharker, who almost follows Rut. He doesn't follow him all the way into the pit lane, but Rut will make the first real pit stop, I think. He started on the soft, so clear two-stop here. See what they throw on that Haas. It's going to be medium, so a soft, medium, probably in the cards.
It's
No wing
like
change.
the Mercedes of DJ getting a wing change as well,
Yeah, he had started
and Uno
falling down the
Cinco also
order.
pitting.
DJ had fallen 5 or 6 spots by that last lap from where he started, so picked up some damage early. I think pretty early for the one stop. I think all these guys will be on the two stop, even with the hard tire going on, quite a few of them. I'm watching CAC and Marijuanizer kind of dance with each other for P12. Marijuanizer able to get by. These two seem to fight each other on track quite frequently.
Let's see, trying to watch these gaps definitely gets a little. It's dicey because they'll get really tight and then space back out, and trying to keep track of who's about to overtake who definitely gets a little bit harder. Everyone's staying kind of in their own little packs of 2 or 3, making sure one's got boost to kind of just tow the other along.
He tuned in just in time to get Laser Sharker making his way by Balzerga for P3. Pretty much the only podium spot up for grabs right now. Llama stretched his lead up to 7.5 seconds over Bean, and now 5 seconds back from Beanie to this battle, to that final podium spot. I think that means at this point, 8 laps, maybe the hard tires could be feeling a little better than 8-lap old mediums. Looks like the lap times corroborate that, as a Laser 131.7 was a personal best last lap, and a 132.8 for Balzerga.
As Arnie tries to look at a move down the inside there, but thinks better of it.
He's holding very closely at the tail end of the top 5. Very, very closely. Will try to the inside at 14. He will. tight racing here. Neither of them wanted to give up into 15. My bad. I was saying something and I had muted my mic to take a drink, so that's good. I was
Looks
like,
like
oh yeah.
something may have happened to Bozerga because he let off well before everything. He kind of just ceded the position to Arnie there. Might be playing into the difference of strategy a little bit, knowing that he's got a pit in the next lap or two and doesn't want to spend too much time trying to fight that.
So now Arnie will try to chase down Laser Sharker on the same tire.
Got Johnny Rockets pulling into the pits again. Looking to get rid of those medium tires.
We have a yellow on track. Must have been a car moving slowly.
I believe Rusty may have lost a couple positions there.
I saw Rut and Cack were battling, but Rusty, you're right, may have been ahead of them. Rut on those fresher tires now has a 3.5 second gap to the car in front. That's his teammate just ahead of him. Trying to use those fresh mediums, find some pace. Certainly wasn't able to take advantage of them last lap. Headed back to the
Arnie going for a
Alpines.
move on Laser.
Yeah, gets a pretty slam dunk into the braking zone at turn 1. So the Alpines going at it.
Laser with a nice save there, putting a little too much of his left rear tire on the curb and about lost it coming out of turn 3.
So this is an electric duo. I was going to say, I hadn't checked the constructors yet, but this is a really good duo, and they do, in fact, lead the constructors table by 15 points over Audi, which has Llama, who's carrying almost certainly. And is Ghost Viper reserve here, or is he full-time in Tier 1? Unsure. Oh, he is full-time. So that's another really good duo. Those two teams at the front of the constructors. And you can see why, two Alpines in the top 4. Both of them have riding a high recently, according to the hot or not on the PRL website. Both of them are the hottest over the last 5 rounds, and their elo gained over the last 5 races. So moving in the right direction, this Alpine team. Mr. Bean in the pit lane. He's going to go 11. This might be one-stop territory. 11 and 18. How would you feel about taking your tires to the end from here, Ace?
No. No.
Not for you, huh?
It's one of those where it's definitely not an impossible ask. It's definitely something that can be done, but I think at the end of the day, you're going to be losing way more time than it's worth as there's a collision. Marijuanizer spun, I believe that was something in the middle between J-Rut and Craig and him all fighting there.
Yep,
As
looks like
Craig
it.
gets the move done. No, sticks it around the outside, trying to stay in it.
Will someone
Banging a
yield
little bit,
through the sweepers?
and
And it
looks
is
like
Craig.
Craig yields. Craig is on the older tire, so that does make sense for him to yield that little bit.
And luckily,
As looks
Bean
like
coming out
Mr.
ahead
Bean
of all
pit.
that. Yeah, he
Oh
had come
yeah.
in and came out just ahead of that mess. Luckily for him. Yeah, saw the spin in the background on my screen as Bean had come out. So the Haas duo and the Cadillac of Craig, it got a little bit of a beef into turn 1. I don't see any major damage to any of them, though. Valzerga to the
It
pit
looks
lane.
okay.
So for you, what's the optimum one stop here? You're going like 14 and 15, trying to split it in half, or a little bit earlier than that?
Roughly. Probably, to be honest, I think Ghost Viper called it perfectly in Tier 2 chat that the hard to medium will kind of always be one of the best ones here because you can kind of drag out that first stint that little bit longer. Even if you do get undercut a little bit, you're still going to have the fresher tires by the end of the race to make that up.
And now the top six have all stayed out. Mr. Bean, the leader of those who have pit, and five of them are on the hard tire. Our leader, Llama, is on the medium tire, so he can do whatever he wants with whatever tire he wants at this rate. Coming towards the end, you would think, of the lifespan, but still running in the 131s, which is rather ridiculous. He will choose this lap to pit, though, taking it 13 laps on those yellow wall medium tires.
We'll see how much of a chain reaction this starts behind him.
I'd say no
Just
one else
thinking,
was really on the medium tire at this point, though. So I don't think there'll be too many moves for in response to that pit stop. Everyone has pretty much ditched the medium tire. J Rut is on a two stop. He's really the only contender on the medium tire. Johnny Rockets has made a few pit stops already.
we got Arnie, Laser, Brian, and Interner all in the top 6 on 13 lap old hards that are going to have to pit in the next couple laps.
So they're looking to get through lap 15, maybe end of lap 16, or if they're taking really good care of them, lap 17. Just short of that window for the hard to medium. Oh, Llama already pushing his way past Drag King, one of those drivers on the old hard. He's our leader, functionally, is now P3, so just kind of flexing the muscle here. Now with a big pace advantage over those around him.
Like we might have Nico John setting up overtake here.
It's a P12.
Not just enough. He's definitely making the most of his battery harvesting. Going into a lot of these with top-notch battery.
I think he knows the best chance to make it stick is at turn one, so he's just sticking with it.
Definitely able to get closer and closer.
Oh, great run out of the final corner for him. Trying to get his front wheels to the rear wheel of Uno Cinco. Is he going to be brave on the brakes? No, it falters away from him. So maybe turn 4, another good opportunity. For the wise old man we know and love, Nico John. Yep, good run out of 3. He'll have the inside into 4. A little bit of a lockup. And yes, still battling side by side. 4 opens up, but also the traction is so limited there on the bottom. See a lot of side by side action. I'm going to go to Llama because this will almost certainly be the fastest lap of the race.
Surprisingly, Drag King's holding on pretty well to the back of him.
131.48 was that last lap. And yeah, I was going to say, he's still quite close, Drag King. So not even the fastest lap on track that last lap. Mr. Bean was 0.3 faster than that. The 131.1. He's trying to pretty much, yeah. I mean, he's trying to find time to Llama, which I don't know if really is going to work out for him. But he's pushing on. We are likely to see Llama and Drag King catch Laser Sharker and Arnie, that Alpine duo, in a few laps' time. Well, at least they'll catch Laser Sharker in a few laps' time. They were between 7/10 and 1 second faster the last time around. So Laser Sharker perhaps having to play a little defense for his teammate, who's 3 seconds up the road.
As Drag King gets a 3 second here.
But that happened a lot quicker in this one than it did in the Tier 2 race. It came down to like the final few laps before he got a ultimately like race-ending penalty. Llama, 130. Oh, he is right behind Laser Sharker now. Gets to the inside. Quick turn in. Nice block on the exit. And Llama will pull off. They'll take a defensive line towards turn number 4 in case Sharker wants to respond, but good way to close off. And no chance to respond there from the Alpine driver. Oh, Nico John did get past Uno Cinco on the front straight. So that move had been a few laps in the making. Nico John moving to P12. See what other battles you may have going on. Marijuanizer tailing Craig. He was a bit closer just a few moments ago, but within a second or so. And Godfather trailing Rusty near the rear of the field.
Yeah, it looks like as everyone's kind of hitting a lot of the guys who started on the hard tires are starting to close up to their pit window. Everything's spread out just a good bit as we have Laser Shark and GTS both into the pits.
Yeah, I was going to say you called that perfectly, as the pit window is officially here to go hard to medium on the one stop. Turner will join
jumps
them.
in right behind him.
Only other driver is CAC Supreme for now, who is...
That and Arnie. Arnie still needs to pit.
Yep, and Arnie. Oh, and Brian at the front as well. So there's still a handful of a trio of cars, but some of them made the jump here, end of lap 17.
As Llama's might be setting something up. Maybe not for this straight, but for the next one.
He has been chewing time out of the lead of Arnie the Goat. 1 full second faster last lap. Remember, it was a 3.5 second gap when he got by, who was it? Laser Sharker for P2. It's 3.5 seconds, just 2 laps ago. And now nearly
practically pushing.
I was going to say bump drafting Arnie through the corner here. We're going to go side by side. Llama with the inside line. He's going to get clear. Easy. Slam dunk overtake. And I wonder if that's Arnie's cue to head to the pit lane. 18 laps. He will hit the pit lane. And this will set up a nice tidy stint to end this race on the medium tire.
Looks like Mr. Bean made the right call with the undercut.
And really, Bean was in P2 before he took the plunge, I believe. So it may have actually cost him time in the long run.
He did pit before Llama, but that has brought him out a decent bit ahead of Arnie.
That's true. So 12 seconds between Llama and Bean, and then another 10 seconds from Bean to Arnie. Pretty much locking down the top two, but still a little bit of a battle for the final podium position. just 1 second to rut, and then Nova, Laser Sharker, and Balzerga all within a second of the car in front of them. This could get interesting.
Yeah, from I think about P7 up has I hate to be the one to say, but I don't think J Rut's gonna be in the maybe on track podium mix, but standing wise with that penalty, I don't really think so. But I think Nova, Laser, Bazurga are all right there to try to take this podium away from Arnie.
Yeah, still a long way to go. I imagine some guys on 1 or 2 strikes already who haven't gotten time penalties yet. Laser Sharker Nova side by side as we head towards 14. And
Trying to put.
Nova actually tries to set it around rut. And we have just a gaggle of cars here. Sharker to the inside. He's not going to be able to keep the position. And will tuck back in behind Nova. Oh, now back to the inside. He's going to cut the corner. And 3 seconds headed his way.
Yeah, unfortunate. Little too risky of a move there to try to put it on that corner. That's not really an inside overtaking spot.
And not really when you have 2 strikes either. Lock up from the Haas of Rut. So now they're on even footing. They're trying to pull away from these guys, but they're also trying to pull away from each other. And you can't have it both ways, gentlemen. 5-car train. Look at that. As Drag King has pulled himself into the mix as well. He also has a pen, but now 5 cars in the mix for P4.
And just last lap, he was 2.5 seconds behind them. If that doesn't show how much time they're losing.
They've lost so much time. Arnie is just enjoying this. So no longer a battle for the podium at this point. It's a battle of who can survive the battle for P4. Oh, man. I lost count of how many cars.
What a...
Yeah. They almost pulled that move off.
Move.
Almost got Laser there as well.
Llama with a 129.6 on the hard tires. It's the fastest lap so far.
Just cruising. I'll get the comparison for Bean in a moment. Bean just put down a 131.6, so 2 seconds faster that lap, and just cruising on this beautiful afternoon / evening / night, and wherever you are. It's nighttime here in Bahrain. Rut will come in.
Yep.
He's pretty much established the 2-stop strategy. Ooh, a move into 1.
Like Laser got that better exit.
See if he can make a response at turn number 4. Not quite. Oh, bad day getting worse for DJ on the beat. It's been a rough one, and yeah, he was going to retire from the session anyway.
Yeah.
It'd have been a rough one for him. Picking up some damage early in the mid-teens for a lot of this one. It'll be the 3rd DNF of this race.
Zerga is sitting pretty here for in P6 on track, but possible P4 if he can hang in there. His tires are 5 laps older, being the hards, but that should kind of narrow itself out with the mediums degradation.
I think you gotta at this point worry about Brian B, who sits P8 and is on fresh medium tires. Let's see if I can find it put up a 130.5 last lap compared to the high 133s, high 134s ahead of him, or low 134s, excuse me. So he is bringing it in. And Turner, 4 seconds behind him, and the low 131s as well. So got to watch out for these medium runners near the back of the top 10 as Laser Sharker makes another move on Drag King at turn number 1. Yeah, that gap has ballooned to P3.
As we have a caution.
Yeah, I was looking for what happened. I didn't see anyone off there. Oh, it was could have been, I don't know. I was going to say someone getting out of the way, but I don't think they're in lap traffic yet.
Ryan has dropped down second on the cars ahead of him since we last brought him up.
So now just 2 seconds back. Ooh, Drag King almost took a look to the outside into 11, maybe a little up and under kind of deal. So following very closely. Yeah, at this point, these guys are battling for P6. Balzerga and Nova just behind. But also, if you could keep them behind, maybe you could force them into a mistake and they get a time pen as well.
As Laser unfortunately loses a position to GTS. He's now got boost mode for this straight, leaving Laser vulnerable, but he
Hold him
keeps it.
off. Oh, gets into the back of him, Laser, into the back of Drag King. I don't see any damage, but a nice friendly push through turn one. Arnie is actually closing up the gap to Mr. Bean. I had noticed this, but hadn't called it out yet. It's down to 5.4 seconds. He was 1.6 seconds faster than Bean last lap. So keep an eye on that one as we get into the closing stages. The podium might not be dead set just yet.
I think we know who our top three is. We just may not know the full
The
order
order.
just yet.
Ooh. So I took a quick look at Rusty and Uno had been going at it, but Uno going way too deep into one gives the position to Rusty.
We have Nico John, looked like he just ran wide as well. Took out a board in the process.
So Drag King is at least over a second ahead of Laser Sharker as Nova gets around Balzerga. This is the fight for P4. In a way. Those two have been fine to just sit in line and play nice while Drag King and Laser fought it out, but now there's a little bit of a gap, and you want to be the one to take advantage of it.
Yeah, it looks like Drag King's trying to do just about everything he can these next 5-6 laps to get himself a 3-second gap between him and Laser and maybe hang on to P4 here.
So Laser also with a 3-second time pen, so really looking back at Nova, trying to stay or get above that 3-second mark. It is 2.4 seconds from Drag King to Nova right now. Hopefully the mediums can hold on a bit longer for him before they completely fall off the cliff. He did put in his fastest lap of the race on lap 23. It's a lap
And
ago.
looks like Uno Cinco just got the move done on Rusty.
That's Uno moving up to P15. Taking advantage of those softs.
Got an Aston going slow. May have had a little bit of a moment there.
Nova and Balzerga still sorting out P6 on track, but Brian still closing in. 1.3 seconds now, the gap.
I think GTS just about. He's got the 3-second gap.
He's on the cusp at least. He is right there. He has it, then he doesn't with every tick. So he's certainly moved in the right direction. See if they can make it a little bit more of a sure thing. Hold on to a P4 here. Sticking with Balzerga for now. Or actually, we're going to go with Brian, who is now within a second of this duo, so the duo becomes a trio on the run down to the final corners. Wow, lifted so early just to coast to get the battery back in the final corner. That Red Bull lifted at about the 200-meter board. That's what you got to do with these cars. Now 4 laps to go here at Bahrain. It's been pretty much decided up front for, well, since turn 1, pretty much. Llama getting the lead, Zezin retiring on lap 1. It's been Llama's this whole time, nearly 20 seconds up the road from being. Still some positions to be sorted out just behind him. Arnie within 2 seconds and gained a second and a half that last lap. So this could come down to 2 to go, 1 to go between Beanie and Arnie. Keep an eye on that. And plenty to figure out in the top 5 with this Balzerga, Brian B, Nova shenanigans that's going on. Already within a second. I said 2 laps ago, it could be this lap. Big lockup for Bean. Or Bean put on those hard tires at lap 12 to build a gap between him and Arnie. Massive tire difference once Arnie went to the mediums. And I think Bean wishes the race was just 2 laps shorter.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very, very close one here if Arnie can make a move stick, but he's really, really been saving that battery for this, so I think he's gonna try to make a pretty aggressive attack here.
Big movement in the front for the fight for P5. Brian B sent it on Nova into turn 4, and Balzerga tried to follow suit, wasn't able to make it happen. So Brian B up to P6. I guess that could have been a double overtake, because he was just behind them. Nova fighting back as we go through turn 10, contact side by side. And we're 3 wide. We're 3 wide on the way down to turn 11. Something has to give. It's going to be 2 wide. And Nova will be the one to back out, as Brian B was to his outside. Hop to Arnie real quick. Good chance he makes a move here into turn 1. Nearly side by side. Nearly side by side indeed. Almost wheel to wheel. He will get alongside into 1. Ooh, Bean, a little slide. I wonder if there was contact at the front end.
It looked like Bean's right front just ever so slightly hit Arnie's left front in the back. Like the back of Arnie's left front.
Arnie left some room for him into turn 4, but is holding on to P2 for the time being. Still very, very close. Mr. Bean nearly bump draft, almost a bump and run into turn 8. Not going to give it up that easy. Arnie holds the inside for this tricky turn 10. Ooh, but slides up, and Bean forces himself there on the exit.
And Arnie gets the better run out of it. That outside is just, it's got the better line for that. Going downhill, it's just so much harder to try to keep it that pinned to make a left-hander.
Yeah, so now that difference will balloon to a second. Won't be permanent, though, as Llama comes across the line for the final lap.
With currently a 23-second gap to second place.
Llama was almost to the point where he could pit before the final lap and still come out and win this race. Watching Brian lead this trio to the start-finish for the final time. I guess it's just the finish line.
Seems to be they're kind of the only ones to look at for maybe a last lap overtake of maybe Bazerga getting it back on Brian, but I think it's might just be set in stone here as Bazerga's got 6 lap older tires.
Yeah, the old hards, they don't feel good, uh, and they certainly don't have any pace. So it'll be hard to go aggressive here. Maybe if he's had the like the optimum battery strategy and has something to give on this final lap. Nova has faltered quite a bit. As Lama crosses the line and a dominant win once again for Lama, his third win of the season. Actually had a pair of pretty poor performances the last few weeks. Uh, well, I think both of them were incident riddled. But back on the top step for this one, Arnie bring it home P2. Bean will finish P3. We're going to go to Balzerga one more time. He's really close to Brian. This will be for, oh, well, this actually might not be for P5. To the line, and Brian will hold him off.
Wow, GTS and Laser both outran their penalties.
Yeah, good stuff there. And, yeah, 7/10 to spare for Laser.
In a Verstappen-like fashion, go ahead, give them my regards. Outran the penalty.
Lama saying he might. This might be his last race for a while. Might be able to make midweek one more time, but after that, back to college. Yeah, education comes first, Lama. Uh, we will miss you. I don't know if your competitors will miss you, as that might mean Sunday Tier 1 is wide open once more. And Kak do a celebratory slide across the line, and Uno Cinco will be the last one to the line. All good battles in here. I wouldn't say it was as exciting as Sunday Tier 2, but still a really good race, really tidy, and still had some excellent battles throughout.
A lot of classy racing, a couple of hectic and hairy moments, but at the end most people seem to work it out between themselves and figure out how to keep everything going straight.
Get a look at our podium. Lama handing out free copies of the F125 game. Don't do it, kids. It's a gateway drug. So I'll go through the accolades. If Ace, you'll take us through the results afterwards. Lama,
Yeah, of
race
course.
winner and fastest lap. Driver of the day goes the Drag King. He also gets most overtakes, and I will send him a friend request. And Cac Supreme named cleanest driver. And now for the results.
So as you guys saw with the podium, we got first Llama, second Arnie, and third Mr. Bean. But rounding out the rest of the field, we got fourth place, outrunning his 3 second, GTS Drag King. Fifth place, also outrunning a 3 second, Laser Sharker. Uh, Brian B finishing sixth, Bowserga P7, Nova P8, Turner P9, and Rut, after a little bit of a difficult day being one of the only ones to two-stop, came out P10. Rounding out the rest of the field, we got Nico John P11, Marijuanizer P12, Craig P13, CAC P14, and I've run out of time.
There is an art, there is a science to getting through 21 car results in time. Where it's like, all right, you got to figure out when to rush. But there's our full results on the screen. Gonna shout out Brian and Drag King, or because they started 19th and 20th respectively, and both ended up in like the top six. So great runs from them. Uh, Drag getting the driver of the day from his efforts. So thank you for whoa, maybe it is time for me to get off. Thank you for turning in to a double header of Performance Racing League action. I have been Hoop BK.
It's
He has
been
been,
Ace Edge.
and thanks for joining me, Ace. Hopefully, we get to do this more often. Perhaps it's nice to have someone else it with me because I could shut up for a moment, and it's like my voice
I,
is I'm feeling it, man.
I think the second week of September, I should be able to start doing this a little more often with you.
Awesome. So that'll be a little bit later in the season. What's that? Maybe Qatar. Uh, Days have no meaning to me, but it has been a Sunday tier doubleheader, and we hope you tune in for the next one. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Have a good week.